Why are we all staring at a blank frame?
Hello. Yeah, filming of you.
I think it's great, and I like the funny spelling.
I'm not an endless resource, and I don't have endless amounts of time.
He has this dream, and he's not letting anybody get in his way.
Came from, I just noticed that.
You want it to be so good, but meanwhile the clock is ticking.
I mean, this is us. This is our box. Hi, Isabella. Would you like to say hi to the camera? Well, you can't? Why is that? I don't live where my parents live, and I don't live where my sisters live, and I don't live where my mother-in-law lives. And what they care about are things like life events, birthdays, baptisms, bar mitzvahs, you name it. My parents always said that they don't feel like grandparents because they never see their grandchildren. And that the way to curb that would be to come out here more. And I always said, no way. This sounds like a problem I can solve with technology.
This is Vizit. Vizit is a revolutionary new digital photo frame. Email or MMS your photos to your frame's address, and they'll display in moments.
We have a chance to build a product that for every life event, be it large or small, people anywhere in the world have a chance to experience it and see it. And that to me is a compelling proposition. So here we go, and you jump right in head first. This is all good news from Monday morning, gentlemen. It's really an odd group of people. Michael Kane, who heads up engineering, he's the rudder for the group, and he's very realistic. He gives me the most comfort.
I'm basically responsible for designing the product that we will be selling.
I've built products with him before. I've invested in companies based on his inputs and wisdom and guidance.
After Matthew recruited me into Isabella, I recruited Brent.
My name is Brent Kessel. I am at Isabella Products, Vice President of Production.
He's really gone soup to nuts from specifying the design concept all the way through to making it happen in production, so I thought he'd be a really good member of the team.
Brent is quirky. There's always one in every startup company.
Honestly, there are times when I'm a little bit of an outsider because I hadn't worked together with some of these people. I must have passed the sniff test.
What is that?
When Matthew asked me to be involved, I feel, oh, okay, this is my time. This is my 5 minutes, you know.
Rudyard Partners, this is Amber.
I was a professional dancer previous to this. Never worked in an office in my life.
She's taught herself finance and administration in weeks. And now she runs pretty much the office in terms of getting resources secured, paying POs, managing vendor contracts, accounting, and also she provides a lot of input on design and marketing.
Awesome. We started the company in February, and we're trying to get a product out by Christmas in the same year.
We have to show up in 200 and something days with the finished product.
Like on the, whatever it is, page 7?
Everybody's going to be tested to deliver everything that they've done in their career to date and then go a step or two further. And that's the thing about Matthew, is that he's expecting a lot and he's going to push to get it.
You know, I've been very blessed to be successful as an investor, and now, you know, I hope I'm just as successful as an entrepreneur. And so there's a lot of people in the professional community who want to see if that's at all going to take place, if that's all possible, or if this is just a waste of, you know, my time and my money.
Okay, guys, I'm not feeling it.
We have, you know, a marketing firm now that gives me some mild heart palpitations. $100,000 to pay a marketing firm seems like a lot of money to get a bunch of people to sit around and come up with a name, but
So hands up if you like Smart Touch.
unfortunately there's no real other way to do it.
Hands up for wink.
We like when...
Yeah. Ipso. Hands up for Ipso. Hands up.
Snappy.
Is it? I like it. We don't know, but yeah, remember.
The name up there that I really like a lot is Vizit, so you can sort of make a verb out of that. And the Z is kind of unexpected in the middle. And then from a corporate story point of view, you know, you have the IZ, which is the...
V-I-Z-I-T. Vizit is born. It's good. I think we're making some good progress.
It's a funny thing, when you start to draw something, you immediately know that it's good or it's bad, or it's worth looking into again. But you have something you can hold at and point to and say, you know, this looks too fluid, but it doesn't seem right, or this looks too thin. It's no way that we're gonna fit the stuff inside it that we're gonna fit inside it. You want it to be so good, but meanwhile the clock is ticking.
You ready? Put on your sunglasses.
Look at that. That is really white. That was sweet. Now go with the previous. Yeah, that's awesome. It's nice. So good. We're going to officially tomorrow pick the design. We're going to ask people to really take some time and look at design A and design B. You can get away with a sloppier interface in software, but you really can't get away with a sloppy interface when you're asking people to put it in their home on the kitchen countertop or what have you. So we're asking you this evening to look at the two designs that we finalized and just give us your feedback on it. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Too big, too little, ugly, thin, thick, whatever it is.
Pretty much so far it's been design A.
You know, design in and of itself can't sell a product, but it can help a lot. Yeah.
Everyone's really liked the one that we picked. It's not even my favorite. The other one was, but you know, we run a democracy somewhat here. We have a great party, and let's say that frame is in my parents' house in Chicago, and so I basically just take the picture, and within roughly 8 seconds, the photo would be sent across the country, across the world, for immediate view. I go around as CEO selling a vision of family connectivity and memories forever. Then I come home here, the office, and it's a box of parts that aren't configured, and I'm writing more checks, and they're telling me I'm 9 days late.
We originally approached the product concept with a particular processor in mind and found that it may not meet our performance requirements. So we had to do some benchmarks on some other processors. So before that decision was made, took an additional 9 days out of the schedule.
9 days off of what though? What's the end date?
End date for...
Whatever. You're 9 days late for something. But to pick a single chip costs 9 days. Can you get away with less soft tool development to build? I don't know if I trust these guys. July 31st, which is a board meeting, they're supposed to have working prototype. So that means that the next checkpoint, checkpoint 2, which is to have 10 to 25 alpha builds done by the end of August, that schedule is 9 days late, which cannot happen.
You know, there's like 200 steps here that we're working through.
Your phone is going off.
Things are moving quickly, and then a wrench gets thrown in there and it slows the process down, and that doesn't make Matthew very happy.
If anything's delayed, it just costs more money. You know, right now it's $50,000 to $100,000 a month that we're going through. So I kind of give it a 50-60% chance we'll make it. My guys don't know that.
I mean, calendar pages are just flipping by like an old movie from the 40s. Yeah, this is, to use the word aggressive is very appropriate here.
Did we just lose you, Roberto?
No. My role in this project is just defining what is called like the user experience. The user experience is more like when you stand in front of this device, how do you interact with the information? What is your relation between you and the device? So this one, she will go to a place like this one to say, oh.
He really brings a nice perspective of, well, what's the important pieces of the product? Not just design it because we can or because the software guys want to write code that does this, but think about it really from an old world user's perspective.
There's all the things that technology enables you to do, but then he says, but then will you really do that one? You know, and this is like at the end. And then we went through that to say, okay, let's identify what is the core. You want to have information from the senders and everything. Say who sent it. You want to delete it because sometimes somebody sent you a picture you don't like it, or you really love it and everything, and then so you want it, or you want to see them all. And we say, okay, this should be the device. This should be at least the first sketch and everything.
It's the different shapes.
It's a journey, basically. We're sort of probably about the first third of that journey right now. Here's a view of design that really is viewed from the outside in 3D, and then when we open that up, it's actually based on a bunch of parts that we put inside. The most important probably being the LCD display. So we'll start with something like that and say, okay, obviously this has to fit inside of something else. What do we do to make that fit? And we'll start with models of those, and we'll start building off surfaces from that. We got a device here, basically is scanning the laser down onto a vat of plastic. And using the CAD data that we created, the digital data, it's actually making a 3D printing, a 3D representation of that part. And when we're all done, we're going to see this part come up out of this vat of liquid in the shape that we created. So it's you know, it's kind of cool because you're literally seeing something that you created on the screen come to life.
There's also a software component because our product is not just a hardware device, there's a piece of software running on there, so there's software design that's built into here, both from the user interface and the graphics, the whole website component, and the detailed software that's actually running on the processor inside the system.
How old are you, buddy? 68? The company's still only less than 7 months old, and you know, to have spent $500,000 in 7 months, you know, we have another 100 left or whatever, is incredibly cheap for what we've put together.
It's great, nice. It's a great process.
Well, I think we're around 1.7 million short. And you know, we're not printing money. We got to raise money, right? Mm-hmm. Keep the space shuttle flying.
No, he doesn't like the chicken salad with grapes. He doesn't like the tarragon chicken salad. He doesn't like the turkey sandwich with the stuffing and the cranberry. No, ham and cheese. Ham and cheese.
Okay, we're gonna run the demo first, so go ahead and send that to me.
The whole purpose of the demo is you send a picture to a server. This device pulls it down and displays it on the screen. And what we're doing is testing, make sure the images get there and they get down here. We're having some problems with some of the code we modified yesterday. One lesson in life is never modify anything before a demo.
Okay, he's in a board meeting until 5 o'clock.
You guys, you want to go grab the models now?
This one's a little floppy on the hinge.
So you haven't shown a carrier this.
Nope. Selling them smoke and mirrors.
I'll state my mind. You would be foolish not to take those at this juncture to these visits that you're having coming up. It's too bad you didn't take it at AT&T.
We didn't have it. We just got it yesterday.
There she goes. It works. It works.
And that requires a 6 to 9 month or longer vetting process within AT&T. So that's a 1,500 page book that our little product has to conform to. That's sort of the law of the land. And hopefully we can shorten the timeline, but now it looks like we're looking at really a Mother's Day launch, which is fine. It's just we're gonna lose the Christmas hype, I think.
Unfortunately, I think we may have some breathing room in regard to our scheduled deadlines.
They may think that they're allowed to slow down, and they may get a reprieve, but ain't gonna be until they show up with 500 units here on October 31st. Then after that, we'll figure out what we're gonna do, but between now and then, it's definitely full steam ahead. 6 weeks ago, we were supposed to have a product, and now we still don't have a product. Today's the 29th.
Yes.
So today they're supposed to be debugging.
They've basically been...
The crack team we hired in New Hampshire to build it seems to be more accustomed to maybe building things with Legos and Lincoln Logs than they are complicated circuit boards.
The boards are probably somewhat more complicated than we'd like them to be. I think in part because, again, to get these things moving quickly, you don't take the time to simplify them up front the way you might normally do so.
Why do we even put the dates in?
Because that's the dates they gave us. And that's why I tell
Hoping that they were made properly, they were designed properly, and that each part of the circuit comes up, doesn't go into smoke.
We have this discussion every Monday.
We have parts. You build a product like this, which is relatively complex, there's going to be issues that come up, and just part of engineering is you deal with that.
I think the rest of the meeting is marketing stuff, which is good. Megan's great. She's done a fantastic job. She's new. She's young. She has a lot of energy.
We'll meet with Carol today and see what she can do for CES.
That's the CES Consumer Electronics Show in January in Las Vegas.
It's the premier electronics event of the year.
Holy cow. $20,000. I can't believe the rigmarole it is to set up a booth. I mean, it's tens of thousands of dollars, it's labor unions, it's 115 pages of rules.
Right.
More complicated meeting after that, which is the press meetings are different because what? Is it on? Dude, you ought to find some technology that prevents that.
Me?
Yeah, the real world can't shut off its phone. Like, do you understand that works?
So that's at 1, Wall Street Journal, Walt, he's at 3. And then we're trying to get Doug in the morning to fill up the day.
This is still the 16th.
It's the, yes, 16th. Are we good?
We have a great PR firm that put us in touch with great press outlets, whether it's the Wall Street Journal or Business Week. And unfortunately, we have been unable to reschedule meetings with them to show them the product, also because we don't have the product. How about we'll let you know on the 15th?
We are putting off meetings with, important people and interviews with important people. And when Matthew schedules an interview and then we have to cancel it, the first time, it's a little frustrating. But the third time, it's a little scary.
We're blowing business. We're missing business opportunities because of this.
When you demonstrate this thing, you want to be able to take a picture and say, okay, there it is. And right now, if it comes down, if it's made a connection, it's about a 5-minute lag between when you send the picture and when it actually comes down. We are reaching milestones here. And these are important milestones that are required to get to the next milestones, which he's more focused on.
I kind of get the whole entrepreneur euphoria and then trepidation and then panic and then euphoria.
The exact total is 45 and $9,000 is past due.
We're waiting for the product and waiting for the product, and there's been several setbacks, and when he's getting anxious, I'm getting anxious, and I'm feeling, I feel what he feels.
You think it would be quite easier than this, but it's not, hasn't been. It's not so much the building of the product, it's the managing of the process. Getting enough respect from our vendor where we can question why things are being done a certain way. Why do we have overages? Why will we have overages? Instead, we're basically a quasi-prisoner to our engineering resource.
You know, the ball's in play, right? And you know, the boards are out there, they're being built. You can worry about that, or you can say, you know what, I'll deal with the other 12 tasks I have to focus on, and then worry about that when the time comes to worry about it.
All right, I gotta go. Let's go. Are we gonna go? I'm going to get lunch. I think these guys are getting tired. These guys are snapping at each other. They're frustrated with their own vendors.
You know, we're not quite sure why there's been quite as many delays as there have been.
It's tough. I think at the end of the day, maybe we picked the wrong group. But what are you gonna do about it now?
We were up till 1 a.m. last night, going over and over and over, Stephen and I, about how the relationship can be improved between us and our engineering resource. Who's at fault? Where's the culpability? Where's the accountability? Is it a death spiral? Will we actually improve? Is it better to cut our losses and just move everything to a new partner?
We gotta push ahead and get it fixed and get the units out.
We all, you know, share obviously responsibility and share commitment to this. Being in charge of the engineering, I'm the one who's responsible for pulling all these pieces together and making it work.
Well, I think the responsibility always lies at the top. So it's, you know.
I'm going to actually start putting some things together here. Measure twice, cut once, as it were. Over the course of the last many weeks, there's just been a lot of debugging, a lot of testing, a lot of trying things out, tweaking, finding out what's working, finding out what's not working, figuring out why, implementing changes, and then getting them to work. There's a little bit of elation and joy when you see the first unit put together and it works.
Wow, that's pretty sweet. It's pretty spot on, I think, to what we thought it was going to be.
Mommy wants to see it. Who's that?
Who's that?
Who is that? Me, a whole picture book of you.
And then you can, I think everyone spent about 30 minutes feeling good about themselves.
Okay, the modem.
I like hearing this one.
The modem is functional. It connects to the network. It talks to the processor. From a functional standpoint, you know, many of the pieces are there. It's just we need to, you know, put the rest of the pieces in there that are supposed to be there, and then make them all work together much better.
And we're up against a really tight time frame. We have to get a couple more units done in time for the Consumer Electronics Show. If you can't make those, then it sets in place a whole nother month probably of time that gets lost. Like we've already lost time. When it has a cellular connection, it lights up.
Oh, okay.
When you have photos, it will flash.
Coming in. Oh, that's so
Just like your old answering machine.
Yes, that's great though.
So happy right now. It's alive now. I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier.
AT&T is still the intended partner. They've been very responsive. We have meetings with them in Las Vegas for CES.
We're still going to the show to have a media event, but not be an exhibitor. So,
And I'm really glad now that we canceled because we don't have the number of devices. So I think it's a very prudent move, a very smart move.
We want to show it when it's to Matthew's satisfaction 100%.
2008 budget? Who else have we told to pound sand this year?
There's a wall of 1,000 lucky words. Oh, is that what that is? Yeah. Remember? Wall. Oh, this is the park. Yes. The tooling general manager is very kind to give us a ride. Suggesting that we can also watch TV on the dash while we're driving. I just got back from the trip to China where we were basically finalizing the mechanical components so we can start the tooling for the plastic housings. Wow, that looks familiar. Just kind of hit the ground running. I mean, there's a lot of work to do with the mechanicals in particular. The injection machine is like a big machine. The door you slide open, it has the metal pieces, and so basically you close the door and the metal pieces close, and then it squirts plastic in. And then they open it up and then pop the piece out.
Oh yeah.
Working with them to basically really sort of bang through a bunch of problems that need to be solved. And fortunately, we seem to have solved all the problems that need to be solved, which is good. So you're saying just put big wads of duct tape on the front.
Yeah, duct tape. Or
Matthew's going to love it.
And then people can sign their names on it, you know.
Let's ship it.
Look, does that look nice?
Ready to go. The goal was actually to get these parts while I was there so we could put them together and do some checking together, you know, everyone's eyes on the same thing. We found ways to take some cost out of the parts, which is important. All good.
This is a certification tab for compliance with all of AT&T. And we probably would fit in about 10% of this, but we got to go through every single one of them. And so the list goes on and on and on for checking compliance. Our product requires a mobile network operator. And you're not going to get a better one than AT&T. 70 million subscribers know AT&T and believe AT&T delivers cool products. And now they'll be delivering ours. So that's why we kind of...
Sorry, when's launch?
Labor Day, after Labor Day, back to school. And a strong run up to Christmas. Aside from being arguably 12 weeks late, we have built, you know, the ecosystem for a fantastic business in 12 months.
How are you, man?
Lou, how are you, buddy?
This is wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Well, 1 year old. We have basically doubled the size of the company. We added a little bit more to the payroll, but I think it's right according to sort of the plan that I laid out 10 months ago. From the Christmas party on to now, it's been work hard towards turning the company from being a product engineering company into a real business. Today, I think, kind of starts the first day of truly, focused marketing activity. And October 15th is sort of this launch date that we, don't write it down. But after launch, there'll be a holiday. After holiday, there'll be Valentine's Day. After Valentine's Day, there'll be Mother's Day. After Mother's Day, there'll be Father's Day. There'll be a never-ending world of promotions. Everyone in marketing, and I think because everyone here is in marketing by de facto, we have to get the 30-second pitch down verbatim, only because, we want people to know exactly what we do as quickly as possible. By the way, you're probably the person who needs it the most, because you're the most negative. And you'd be like, this product doesn't suck as bad as the other products.
I'm so positive externally.
Are you?
Really, I'm like that in everything.
You just hear that you're so negative.
No, you just have to be critical inside, and then outside you just...
So you really are telling people that this company rocks?
Yeah, I really do.
Oh. Okay. Well, then you can continue to shit on the place inside. We are looking to bring a PR resource in-house. It'll be one person, and the goal is so that we can get writing built in-house, because writing is really quite poor. It's not a secret. Writing is atrocious in this company. Yeah, and you're included. Like, I've known you for like 10 years, and you keep spelling my name wrong. Seriously. So let's talk first about Roberto. Do you have an overview of anything, or should we just jump right into visitme.com?
No, we can jump into visitme.com.
Lights?
Lights.
She had a better deal with AT&T.
Yeah. So here's the upload photos from your backup PC with a widget, and then we can kill it.
What's always up yo date?
Yo date.
What is that?
What is your date?
Oh, up to date. I thought it was up yo date. Like kind of like up your skirt.
To the account, or you re-enter your email address.
By the way, you write feedbacks. It's feedback.
Yeah, it's funny back.
Because he's getting feedback every time.
Because they're concept words.
And by the way, there's no S. It's just feedback. Feedback is plural.
Yeah.
No, so get rid of the S.
Any other feedbacks you guys have on a?
No, it's awesome. It's pretty much exactly what I wanted. I kind of feel like we need to get stuff moved along. So you have 6 days to make this. June 10th, I want to see a finished quick start guide. And June 24th, I want to log in. It could be staged, but I want to log in to visitme.com, see it, and it has to have basically all functionality that we're going with for beta.
Yep.
Oh my God.
People are starting to leave their own comfort zone because it's been very comfortable sitting around here for the last year, working on the abstract of the time that we're going to launch. Well, now it's here and people are starting to trip.
I just want to get on the same page about everything, the way the device is now, the way it's going to be, and explain it to them properly so we don't get bad reviews for no reason.
That's not going to happen.
So he's saying that it's never going to be a 100% positive review.
Right. And
that's
Lauren works with Megan in marketing, making things happen, which is difficult for them because we don't really know when deadline, like what's going to happen at what point.
Quit killing yourself trying to figure it out because they don't even have it figured out. So that's what I'm saying. If it's not going to be a product review where you do need to have all the bugs figured out, then don't bother writing anything more than what you've written. Now's not the time to be negative. Now's not the time to be question the strategy, not to question whether we're ready or our preparedness.
Because I thought we could fix some glitches and figure some things out first.
We can't.
Okay.
No one in this room can figure anything out.
Okay.
Because they can't figure anything out. They give me a list and say, well, what do you want, A or B? You only have one.
There's a lot of features that were sort of left out for beta in order to get them done earlier, and those are being now integrated into the product. The target is Christmas of this year, so trying to get units together. And as far as I know, nobody's rescheduling Christmas, so I think that's a fairly hard deadline.
Hey, I'm Steve Portnoy. Welcome back to Ahead of the Curve. With us is Matthew Growney, who is the CEO of Isabella Products. And you have brought with you something called the Vizit, which is a picture frame, but this is kind of special.
Correct. 7 minutes is going to be a long time to talk about a visit. So this picture frame could sit in your mother's house across the country. You take a picture here in Washington, D.C., and it arrives within her grand piano on her frame within just minutes.
Mom doesn't have to do a thing.
Not one thing.
Excellent. All right.
It's kind of brutal. The first half of that was kind of brutal. I have to take all the blame. I think we have to come up with a better way to quickly, pop culture-ishly describe what we do. It's the first time a photo frame actually shares. It just keeps saying the same 4 sentences over and over as we go in the press between now and October 30th.
Always ask the price.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's the only thing I ever care. You have to ask the price. That's what people at home want to know.
You're absolutely right. That's absolutely right. How much does it cost?
We're getting kind of the upper half of these things assembled in China. At the same time, here locally, we have been building and programming the main circuit boards, which are these guys, and they're what live in the base down here.
It's not conducive to anything sitting in there for more than 10 minutes. It's bad. you'd put somebody there to work if they were like naughty or something.
Stuff usually it's like some insoluble problem.
Ship and seal number.
These little prints on it. Would be on my record just now up to the sheet.
I'm sure there's no reason why I can't do it. Doesn't seem like it's that difficult.
I might give him 1 or 2 years just to play with. Yeah, I don't know. The way I've seen him treat these things, I'm not sure I want to have him assembling them. Don't understand that.
I put together a lot of kids' toys. If anyone who has kids understands the complexities of one, getting kids' toys out of the boxes, and then putting them together, I can go put together this picture frame.
Progress is being made on a lot of fronts. Device hardware is in good shape now, so the activity is really on getting the web end together, the packaging, on the product documentation, the user guide, all the legal documentation that has to go in, not just into the manual, but also on the website with terms of use and stuff like that.
We're also going through certification testing, which has been something that's gone on a bit longer than we thought it was going to initially. And it's one of those things we're really, really close. I see.
We are fighting certification in the telecom industry, and we may win today. I mean, you can't sell a product unless it's certified. And so in November, we had to make a decision to not sell for Christmas. And pretty much had a fairly miserable November and December. I had to go back and tell all of these vendors that we didn't build a working product and that we're not going to have a working product until we don't know when.
So that was a hard time. There's a lot of angst and pressure. We're going over to Orchid Technologies, which is in the next town over. They are our primary electrical engineering contractors / consultants. So they're the ones who actually designed the circuit board. We found out that our design at the time had issues that would prevent it from passing the certification that's required for devices that use cellular radios. The radio uses a number of different channels to talk to the cell tower. And the requirements for certification are that each of those channels has to be within a certain range of sensitivity or performance.
So there's people all over the country here that are making cell phone calls, and if our equipment is noisy by design, then that's going to interfere, or it itself won't be able to make a call. But if the design is quiet, that is, if these peaks that shouldn't be there are gone, then we're not interfering with other people's cell phone calls or our own.
You can see that they're like that. We did basically, we started off with what we're calling our Rev B or Revision B circuit board. With all these components here, sort of exposed, if you will, and able to create noise. We went through a fairly major redesign of our circuit board. But one of the most important features of the new one is we can do this.
It has a giant metal lid put over most of the board.
We put a foil shield over the back to basically shield the emissions from, here it is, the cell phone.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a D,
Yeah.
that's a cell.
Oh.
So
Do you think it's the frame? Or?
It's one of these we're surrounded by cell phones here.
Yeah.
We have these, yeah, that's what it is. It's either these picture frames or it might be my phone.
We'll put the shield on and we can see the difference. All the frequencies and peaks that we saw on the display before are now all gone because we've shielded and encapsulated all that energy within the shield, and we're not emitting or radiating any energy.
Is this the good board? Is this?
They're all good.
They're all good.
They're all excellent.
We made 15 boards. They got tested up last week, and if they come out the way we think, which will be very quiet, then they'll go into full certification next week.
We're all on the edge of our seats. We're all invested so much time and money and effort into this and crossing our fingers to hope and not knowing, really what to do to control the performance or the results in the lab.
Yeah, so that's good news.
Are we done?
We're very close.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I just want to get there.
A lot of the last 3 months or 4 months is finally coming to a triumphant close. So we're going to start transitioning out into all the pre-launch prep. Basically, a couple days after we receive certification, we'll have finally the comfort to say, this product is now available. VisitMe.com is this site where people go to buy, try, activate, manage, invite others. It's a very important property for us.
This is Vizit. Vizit is a revolutionary new digital photo frame.
All the enthusiasm and all the excitement and all of the passion that people had for being here that's been dormant for 4 months or so is starting to come back. And all of the things we've started to put in place, like packaging and promo and advertising and marketing, all of those now kind of can uncompress.
Welcome to Vizit, the easiest way to share photos with anyone from anywhere.
PTCRV certification, the Achilles heel of the company to date. To finally pass that successfully was a huge accomplishment certainly for Michael and for the whole team in general. That's more important than almost the contract with AT&T.
Yeah, we can get more understanding of the value of you going up.
We will be selling units finally, sometime within the next 45 to 60 days, which is pretty exciting.
All these people that we've collected information from and all these people we've talked to and the whole market we've seeded for really a year now, once the product was unveiled last year, we're ready to actually fulfill their orders and start the buy process and move them out the door.
This is the box. Sparkly, brand new box. Yesterday was the big launch day, and we launched to local press, international press, and it was good. The announcement of the product's availability was done through AT&T, and this is a big, big show for AT&T, so they thought it would be a great venue and opportunity to kind of share the news that the product was now available for sale. Most of the people in our industry come once or twice a year, and so you kind of take advantage of everyone's location.
Hey, thanks, no problem, I'm excited. My name is Glenn Lurie. I'm the president of Emerging Devices for AT&T, and what my job is to wirelessly enable everything.
Voice and wireless codecs as we...
Do I think the Vizit's the next iPhone? I think the Vizit has an opportunity to be a game changer in this space. So once we saw where he wanted to go, what he wanted to get done, we got very excited. And the fact is that a small little company like Isabella to work with big AT&T shows a lot of trust from Matthew, and also I think a lot of trust from us to be able to get together and bring this product to market.
The engineering part, design part is over. Making decisions about features and knobs and dials and lights and colors and materials, that part's over. That's a huge part. Rumor has it tomorrow first big batch of these get crated up, pallets with packaging, placed on an airplane and flown to America. So that's pretty exciting stuff for us. Good luck with that.
Who's supposed to take responsibility for this?
I'm sorry.
Yep. It's either in New York or on a truck leaving New York.
This stuff came into New York and freight collect and had to be paid for. to get then shipped up to here.
And we, hurried up and did everything we had to, and only to find out today that it's in New York.
Why jet it halfway around the world more than sit in the dock? Because nobody knows how to use a phone.
Lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
Lots of fun steps.
We couldn't reach you doesn't cut it anymore in this age of communication. I mean, there's like 8 different channels to reach somebody. We are waiting for the truck to arrive. The truck that contains our first 120 units built in China. Shipping the stuff over here and going through customs. Customs is pretty straightforward. FFP is FFP.
You tend to use the computer to track it. So
They are the fulfillment house.
We store all the product. They send over their orders. And we pick all the orders, pack them, and ship them. And we also keep track of their inventories, too. So this plugs right into the top of this?
There's not really that much you can screw up. It's just running through the process and making sure they understand the what, when, where, how, and why.
Put on a bench, have 10 of them. Turn on, wait for the light to come on. Push, 3 button pushes, and then compare some letters and numbers.
It's supposed to be instant on. It's supposed to be. If I turn this on like this. No, this is wrong. Maybe they scanned this in when it was in the bag, but it didn't correspond to which one popped out of it.
That's crazy to do that. I can't believe they'd be that stupid. IMSI.
IMEIS 600, which is correct.
Oh wait, I think it is the right one, guys. A little bit of drama there. We thought that maybe China had screwed up matching the SIM number to the device, but they didn't. They did it right. So it's a glitch in our software.
A9163.
And that's it. Basically, at that point, the device it's logged in, put in a box, put in the shelf, and it's ready to ship out to a customer.
That's what the customer will get. In the shipping label.
Who is that lucky customer going to be?
What if a beautiful day to deliver a visit? Right, Lo?
God, we're not doing this in snow.
Well, we should have been delivering it in the snow. Oh, yeah. Being able to go to Hopedale, Massachusetts and bring a box and have her react as the way she did, that's pretty cool.
Oh, my finger's in the way. 1, 2, 3.
Great. And then all someone would have to do is they get a picture.
Mm-hmm. Are you serious?
Visit me.
I thought you would have to send it to my email and then.
No, it goes right to the frame. Yep.
Yep.
To the caption. And
Oh, that's great.
So did that go how you thought it would?
Yep. It's nice to have it, available. For a whole year, we were basically selling ether. Picture this. It's really going to be more about her explaining how it works and how she actually loves how it works. And it doesn't matter how it works. It's magic. It works. The last couple days have been, where Paul watches him light up, and then Paul runs into everyone's offices telling him that more and more people have lit it up.
The first person decided to spend 500 photos to this picture frame. So I don't know if he thought it was a bank vault or what, but it only holds 150.
And then, we have questions back like, well, what's he trying to do? Why is he doing it this way? We kind of want to understand what, people's first expectations are.
We're Isabella, conquered 10 people. I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment. Well, it is a miracle, actually. I'm not really a accomplishment celebrator. I just, we have a lot to do.
And we have a meeting with Matthew tomorrow about sort of the engineering for Q2, which I guess we're now in, right? Ramping down on the visit number 1 and ramping up on the next thing, the next product development.
The next step he wants to, I don't know if I can say this, but Isabella Products is coming out with a new product, and we're going to start working on that.
We learned a lot of stuff. We won't be making the same mistakes again. We'll be making all new ones.
The magic, I think, is the people that we have. I have the most eccentricities, I'm sure, of everyone here. Quirks, deficiencies. Everyone knows that entrepreneurship is a religion. It is a mistress. It is a whole bunch of things that, command attention and resources and emotion and passion. And if you don't have it, you should be working a 9-to-5 job, punching a clock at State Street Bank or Fidelity. I'm not really that kind of person. It's not really my thing.